A true friendship. Once upon a time, in a beautiful village, surrounded by green hills, colorful flowers, and a clear river, there lived two boys named Alex and Ben. They had known each other since they were 5 years old. They studied in the same school, played the same games, helped their parents together, and dreamed about building a successful future. Everyone in the village admired their friendship because they were almost never seen apart. Alex was brave, clever, and full of confidence. He loved adventures and always believed he could solve any problem. Ben was calm, kind, patient, and honest. He always thought carefully before making decisions and never refused to help anyone. Even though they were very different, they respected each other and believed that true friendship was built on trust, kindness, and loyalty. Every evening after finishing their work, they sat beside the river and talked about life. Alex wanted to become a successful businessman who could travel around the world. Ben wanted to become a teacher because he believed that education could change people's lives. They promised each other that no matter where life took them, they would always remain best friends. One morning, the village announced a grand market festival in a nearby town. People from many villages would gather there to buy and sell goods, enjoy music, and celebrate together. Alex became excited and said, "Let's go together. It will be a wonderful adventure." Ben smiled and agreed. Their parents packed some bread, fruit, cheese, and fresh water for the journey. Before leaving, Ben's mother said, "Always stay together. A true friend protects another friend." Both boys nodded and promised that they would never leave each other. The journey began early in the morning. The sun was shining, birds were singing, and a cool breeze made the weather pleasant. As they walked, they laughed, shared funny childhood memories, and talked about the future. They helped an old farmer repair a broken cart and refused to accept any reward because they believed that helping others was the right thing to do. After several hours, they entered a large forest. Tall trees covered the sky, making the path darker. Strange sounds came from every direction. Although the forest looked beautiful, it also felt mysterious. Ben became a little nervous. "Do you think there are wild animals here?" he asked. Alex smiled confidently. "Don't worry. We are together. Nothing bad will happen." Those words made Ben feel safe. A little later, they stopped beside a small stream to rest. They shared their lunch equally and drank cool water from the stream. While resting, they noticed a small bird trapped in a bush. Ben carefully freed the bird, and it happily flew back into the sky. "Kindness always comes back to us," Ben said. Alex smiled, but didn't think much about those words. As they continued walking, dark clouds covered the sky. The wind became stronger, and the forest suddenly became very quiet. Even the birds stopped singing. Then, without warning, a huge brown bear stepped onto the path. The boys froze. The bear looked directly at them and slowly started walking closer. Fear filled Alex's heart. Without thinking, he ran toward a nearby tree and climbed it as fast as he could. In his panic, he completely forgot about Ben. Ben stood alone. There was no tree he could climb and no place to hide. For a moment, he thought everything was over. Then he remembered the advice his grandfather had given him years earlier. If you cannot escape from a bear, stay completely still and pretend to be dead. Ben lay flat on the ground, closed his eyes, and held his breath. Every second felt like an hour. The bear came closer. It sniffed his face, smelled his clothes, and even touched him gently with its nose. Ben remained perfectly still. After what seemed like forever, the bear slowly turned around and disappeared into the forest. Only then did Alex climb down from the tree. Trying to hide his embarrassment, he forced a smile. The bear looked like it whispered something into your ear. Alex joked. What did it say? Ben looked into his friend's eyes and quietly replied, It told me never to trust a friend who leaves me alone in danger. Those words hit Alex like lightning. For the first time, he truly understood what he had done. The rest of the journey was silent. When they finally reached the town, Alex stopped walking. Ben, he said softly, I'm deeply sorry. I was frightened and only thought about saving myself. I broke my promise and failed you as a friend. Ben looked at him for a moment before smiling gently. A true apology comes from the heart. I forgive you, but remember this lesson for the rest of your life. From that day onward, Alex completely changed. He became more thoughtful, responsible, and loyal. Whenever Ben faced a problem, Alex stood beside him without hesitation. Together, they helped poor families, supported elderly villagers, and inspired many young people with their kindness and honesty. Years later, both friends became respected leaders in their village. Whenever children asked them the secret of their lifelong friendship, Alex always answered, Friendship is not tested when life is easy. Ben would continue, It is tested when fear, danger, and difficulties appear. If your friend stays beside you in those moments, you have found a true friend. Their story was told for generations, reminding everyone that real friendship is one of the greatest treasures in life. Moral of the story: a true friend never abandons you in difficult times. Loyalty, trust, and kindness are the strongest foundations of lasting friendship.